November is Men's Health Awareness Month, and one aspect of men's health that is often overlooked is their mental health. Halim Ali joins us live now. He's the founder and executive director of From the Heart Enterprises, a Denver organization focusing on mental health and wellness. So totally timely. Halim, thank you for being here. We love having your voice on the show. When it comes to depression, it often goes undiagnosed in men. Is there a particular reason you think that is?
My pleasure for being here. First and foremost, Alex, thank you for having me. And, what I brought today was more than just my opinion. I wanted to share some alarming statistics. So you ask about depression, and what we find in this work, nearly 1 in 10 men suffer from depression or anxiety, but are less likely to report or seek help. Men of color are even less likely to seek treatment, and that is from the Center of Disease Control.
Well, let's talk a little bit about men of color because, in our community, sometimes this is shunned. It's not supposed to be talked about. You just kind of buck up and handle whatever life gives you. Can you talk about
Yes,
those
ma'am.
sort of nuances when it comes to Black men dealing with their mental health?
Well, I think that it is cultural, it's intergenerational. We are taught to not cry, right? We are taught to suck it up, pull your pants, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. So what ends up happening, we are taught to suppress our feelings, and then we just end up exploding, right?
Mhm. And, I do want to ask you about the resources and where people can find help. But when we look at these statistics, 1 in 10, we know it's not being reported. What can you tell the men who might be struggling to encourage them to seek help in the first place?
Alex, I think that we, especially as men in general, we connect asking for help with weakness, right? Because we don't want to be the guy in the group or the guy amongst our friends to talk about what's troubling us or what we're going through mentally. So what I would say to the men who are watching or listening, don't be scared to ask for help. We live in a hyper-masculine society. We live in a very machismo society, and there are alternatives to talking to strangers by speaking to a loved one, right? By sitting down and writing a letter, right? By sitting down, by finding your wellness tools, by exercising, right? But I would say speaking to a loved one, speaking to a close friend, because what we often find when we do that, Alex, is it becomes a Me Too situation, right? So we find that I may struggle with an issue, and then I'll mention it to someone else, say, "Oh, I've been struggling with that same issue." But the thing is, when we don't talk about it, we never know.
Yeah, having the courage to speak up is the first
Yes,
step
ma'am.
here. I want to talk to
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
Halim, about an event you have coming up this weekend that's really timely with some of our other headlines as well. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Okay, so we have a youth gun violence awareness and suicide prevention wellness weekend, right? So what's happening on Friday, From the Heart Foundation, we have put together with SBG Marketing a mini movie that is directly connected to youth, Black and brown male mental health. So we will be premiering the mini movie on Friday at Carla Madison Rec Center between 6 and 9 p.m. On Saturday, we are having a full day of mental health workshops led by different men from different demographics and men from all races. And this is going to be with the King's Council, a Black Male Health Initiative, which involves From the Heart, the Crowley Foundation, and Apprentice of Peace Youth Organization. So that's going to be from 9 to 5 on Saturday at Carla Madison Rec Center. You can come as you are. There is no it's very casual. So we're just going to demonstrate some wellness tools. We're going to talk about the 5 key concepts, which I've reiterated before: hope, personal responsibility, self-advocacy, support, and education. And it's going to be very insightful and very instrumental for what not just our youth are going through, but our grown men are going through as well, Alex.
All right. Sounds like a very welcoming event. Come one, come all. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Considering all the gun violence we've had in our community over the last 2 weeks alone, I can't imagine a more timely event. Halim, thank you for all the work you're doing and for lending your voice to us today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me, Alex.
Just want to remind you as well, there is always help out there when you or someone you know needs it. Colorado Crisis Services has a 24/7 helpline. You can also text TALK to 38255 or call the National Suicide Prevention Line. Those numbers all on your screen, also on our website.